Hello, everyone. Welcome to Total Football Talk. I'm going to be doing a show here on my own. There's no Eric. I'm just going to read a letter that I wrote to the Rams and just kind of use it as a launching pad for our season the rest of the way. As far as what I think the fan base's mentality should be. Instead of ragging on these guys and getting pissed off, we need to understand why this team, in my opinion, is still the best team in the NFL and should win the Super Bowl. So I'm going to read you a letter that I wrote to the Los Angeles Rams. Now, I had to send it to the info people who look over it. I asked them to pass it on to Sean McVay and kind of read it, not necessarily do anything else with it other than just read it. There's no doubt in my mind it didn't go past the info desk. And I don't have connections within the organization, so that's the best that I can do. One last thing that I want to say as far as yesterday's games, Redskins are officially eliminated from the playoffs, and forever. If you can't beat a rookie quarterback that is below average right now at home, I really want to know how you think you're going to go into New England and beat Tom Brady, or how you're going to go into Kansas City and beat Mahomes again, or how you're going to go into Pittsburgh and beat Ben Roethlisberger. Certainly not going to beat the Rams in that team. So this loss should be a little bit of a shock on the ego here. And just know that you got to go the long route. But like you said, they've been a road team all year long, so it doesn't really matter. But that was a bad loss. I'll be right back. Now, I do want to say this about Jackson. Do I think he's going to remain a below-average quarterback? I don't know. Do I think he's a bust? Guys, I'll say it for the 100th time. I am not going to call somebody a bust until they play 3 years in their career. Okay? I have an opinion of him. We'll see if it's right. But I know right now his play is not the caliber of a Ben Roethlisberger, a Tom Brady, a Patrick Mahomes, a Jared Goff, a Drew Brees, or any of these people. We'll see what happens moving forward. Now, the mindset that we need to have as a fan base, I really think I captured here in this letter. I'm going to read the letter first with some pauses, and then I want you guys, I'm going to kind of break it down a little bit, and then we'll be done. This is going to be a short video. So I said, Dear Rams, let me start this off by saying this is not a letter to rip you guys for losing to the Eagles. Quite the opposite, in fact. I wrote this letter, as crazy as it may appear on the surface, to remind the team who they are and what the Ramily, and that the Ramily is 100% behind you, no matter the situation. At first, one may think, why even give this to the team? Some crazy fan overstepping their bounds. Actually, that is not what this is at all. It is a high school teacher and a former football coach who understands that sometimes getting an outside perspective goes a long way in getting one back on track. By no means do I believe that this will be the reason for the Rams getting out of a bit of a slump. This team is more than capable of doing that themselves. No, what this is a way for the fans to reach out and tell the Rams, we love you, we are behind you, and through the best of times and the worst of times. We are family. We are the Ramily. First to McVay. We love your ability, but don't overthink this game. It's always been about running, tackling, and exposing the opponent's weaknesses. Every team has one. Find it and attack it. Joe Gibbs once said, take the points of the first half. Whether it is 3 points or 6, you don't want to be chasing points in the second half. You never catch them. You have the best mind in football. Never forget how talented you are and go into every game knowing they are already 3 steps behind you, because I really felt like he had a lack of confidence in this game against the Eagles, just in his coaching. Like he was questioning everything he was calling and was taking Goff right up until the 15-second period or mark, and it was really hurting the team. To the son of Bum, you've been coaching as long as my wife has been alive. And then I said her age, which I'm not going to repeat on here. But I did say, shh, don't tell her I said that. This year, the offense has been fun to watch, or the defense has been fun to watch for about 2 downs, and then they break our hearts. You have talent, lots of it, and you, sir, are the most talented person on that defense, which I do believe. Tell the boys what your father Bum used to say. Winning is only half of it. Having fun is the other half of it. The guys seem to be taking things way too seriously. Get them to have fun. Remind them why they are all assembled here in Los Angeles. But they need to have fun out there. Play loose, play hard. I used to have a motto when I coached. Make them hurt, make them quit. It means hit them hard on every play, and eventually they will quit. It does not mean play dirty or pass the whistle. It simply means play hard to the whistle. Offenses will crumble to that type of consistent pressure. Of course, you already know all of this. I really think that's the biggest problem for the Rams defense right now. I don't see these guys having fun. When they have a pass breakup, there's 1 or 2 guys kind of whatever. Watch the Ravens last night. Watch the Saints every week. That defense is flying around and they're just having a ball. And that's really the difference. If they get burned, it's not, oh God, here we go again. It's, all right, you got lucky, punk. We're going to get you on the next play. And then they do. Because they're loose, they're having fun, and I really think that's what the Rams need to do this week against the Cardinals. Now, Bones Fossil, thank you for all that you have done for the Rams. Thank you for doing a bang-up job as an interim coach until McVay, a.k.a. McSlay, showed up. We love your ability to coach the special teams. Keep up the great work. I have nothing to say about special teams. They blocked kicks this year. They've been consistent in the kicking game. Punting has been unbelievable. Yeah, we had the fumble with JoJo Natson, but is that really on Fossil? Or is that just, a great play by the Eagles special teams? So really nothing to criticize there. I said, now to the players. Guys, let me start by saying I have been a fan of this team since 1984. I was 5 years old and loved watching Dickerson in his prime. He got me hooked, and I never left. I followed you to St. Louis and back home again. And I told him that I do a show on YouTube called Total Football Talk that covers you guys extensively. This is the most talented Rams team I've ever seen, better than the greatest show on turf, and I believe that. By a lot, as a matter of fact. We need to know that. You guys are not playing in their shadows. They are admiring yours. Jared Goff, I have been a believer in you from the start. When people said you were a bust, I defended you and called them out for their hypocrisy for not being so quick on guys like Troy Aikman or Carson Wentz or even these rookies this year. You have the 3 things every great quarterback has. 1, accuracy that can throw. That throw you made against the Chargers was the greatest throw I've ever seen, bar none. Past a diving DB and a reaching safety over the top, flush on the sidelines in the hands of Robert Woods. That window was so tight Galileo's telescope couldn't have seen it. You are an MVP caliber player, and we have not had that at the quarterback position since 1969. I'm referring to Los Angeles. Now, if you want to include St. Louis, obviously Kurt Warner was an NFL MVP. Quarterback position since 1969 with Roman Gabriel, before my time, too, Jared, trust me. 2, leadership skills. You are like E.F. Hutton. When you speak, everyone listens. The guys love you and respect you, and that is evident watching the games. The thing you need to go back to is your Joe Cool mentality. Joe Montana reference there. Nothing bothered you. If you got hit or sacked, you just complete a longer pass on the next play. The guys really responded to that. Now, I know Cooper Kupp is out, but you have Gerald Everett, who has great hands, and Tyler Higbee, who blocks as well and is a huge target in the middle of the field. Trust these guys. They are studs and have more potential than any other tight end duo in the game today. 3, confidence. This, in my opinion, is the most overlooked skill you have. You know you are talented. You are a talented guy. But remember, you are the most battle-tested QB to come out of college in some time. You endured a miserable season at Cal. You brought them back from obscurity to a talented team, improving their record every year you were there. Your rookie year, you had to deal with Jeff Fisher and that whole debacle, yet you endured. Why? Because you have a level of confidence few QBs have. Understand, we in the Ramley know the reason McVay took the job is he knew he had a Super Bowl caliber quarterback and that he needed you as much as you needed him. Get your swagger back, because there is no one in this league better than you when you have it. And obviously that's an opinion, and I'm overinflating my position on him a little bit there. But you can't argue when he has a swagger. He's an elite quarterback, and that's what we need to win a Super Bowl. The offensive line. know that we see you and we love you, all of you. We could not and would not be 11-3 without your play. We need you guys to play mad, hungry, and nasty again. I don't think there is a better line in pro football. As a unit, you create an immovable wall of protection for Jared. And run blocking unit, as a run blocking unit, you have shown the ability to mow the lawn and just destroy anything in your path. Get back to it. We won't lose another game. We can only go as far as you can take us. I really believe if the offensive line starts playing nasty, mad, hungry, and angry again, I guess angry and mad is the same thing, then we would go pretty far. Todd Gurley. You remind me so much of Lawrence McCutcheon. It's scary. Now, he played before my time. I've seen footage of him run. One run in particular was in the 1976 NFC Championship game at Minnesota, the original beast mode run. Take a look at it. I'm sure the Ram facility has it somewhere. You are without question the best running back in the NFL. You blend speed, power, and vision. Remember, you don't get hurt. You hurt people when you run. That being said, to the other backs, it makes me so mad when the experts, I use that term loosely, like to say we have no depth. We are loaded at running back. Kelly, we know what you're capable of. You get in the game. When you get in the game, don't try to be Todd Gurley, be John Kelly. The league won't be able to handle you. Justin Davis, you are a speed demon. Alvin Kamara couldn't catch you in a race So when you are in, trust the hole, trust the blocking, and go. Now, obviously, we signed C.J. Anderson after I wrote this, but now to Cooks and Woods. Keep doing what you are doing. Know the other teams will take cheap shots and pot shots. So my advice, start delivering the blow when you can and get down when you can't. No DB in the NFL can cover you two, so play free, play hard. Jared will find you. Last thing, when you get the ball, be impossible to tackle. Make them earn every tackle. Hodges and Reynolds, it's your time now. Continue to step up. Nothing is more important than the catch. Yak can wait. We need the catch first. And then finally I go to the defense, and this isn't as long. I lied. But let me read this. Defense wins championships. It's not a cliche, it's the truth. Aaron Donald, you are the best beast incarnate. You broke Madden when they tried to enter your stats, and it turned out to be 125 OA overall. The system crashed. You are a modern-day Mean Joe Green. Just keep playing at an MVP level. The boys will get it done. Sue, I have to say back in 2010, I said the Rams should have drafted you and Colt McCoy in the second round. Instead, they selected Sam Al My Shoulder Bradford, and the losing continued. Thank God we got you anyway. Look, you are the most destructive force in the NFL has seen since Reggie White. When you decide to make a play, not even Godzilla can stop you. This is your chance. Teams will be double and triple teaming Donald from here on out. Unleash the god of war. You and Fowler are the Rams' justice system. Fowler off the edge is the order to your law that you enforce. No team can run or pass against this new modern fearsome foursome. Brockers, you are the final part of that equation, one of the best run stuffers I have seen in a Rams uniform in my lifetime. Be great at that, and the sacks will come to you. As I feel like sometimes he's trying to get sacks too. Now the one thing that has irritated me from the start, it is the disrespect to our linebacking core. Let me be clear here. Corey Littleton, you have Hall of Fame potential. Continue to play hard, and please believe that you have that caliber potential. Just remember, potential is what you make of it. How you decide to use it will determine where you end up. Abikuam, Samson Abikuam. All you do is make plays. Remember Kansas City? That is the player you are. Play fast, remember your responsibilities, do your part, trust the guys to do theirs, and you will be in perfect position to make plays. Mark Barron, this week against Philadelphia, you came to play, bro. You were flying all over the television screen. If there was a pop, you were making it. Keep this version coming the rest of the season and through the Super Bowl. Yeah, we're going to be there in the show. I believe that. Guys, all of this is true. This is a fair assessment of this talent on this team in one man's opinion, and I think riding on them and crapping on them because they're struggling right now is disingenuous. Finally, the secondary. It has been a tough year. It has been a great year. It has been a weird year. Akeem Talib, the captain, great pick Sunday night and a timely one. That was the Talib that we know will show up in the postseason. You are so similar to Jerry Gray, a former Rams DB great, it's uncanny. He played with the Rams from 85 to 91. Marcus Peters, you are right, 100% correct. We will be fine in the postseason. I love all that you bring to the Rams. We have not had a DB like you ever. You are the very definition of ball hawk. I have not and will not give up on you because, like the Rams brass, we know how great you really are. Start trusting your instincts again. Trust Joyner and Johnson in the back end of the defense, and do what you do best. Study the opponent, know your responsibilities and the other team's routes, and you will get 5 picks from here through the Super Bowl. And I'm guessing 2 pick sixes in that time as well. Rake the ball out. I am predicting 3 forced fumbles as well, Marcus, between now and the Super Bowl. And I do believe he's going to get that. So look for Marcus Peters to turn it on here at the end of the year. Last but not least, to the best safety tandem in the NFL. You guys are not good. You're great. John Johnson, when the Rams drafted you out of Boston College, I leaped out of my seat. You would have thought the Rams won the Super Bowl. You are an amazing talent, and you lead the team in interceptions with 4. You can get 2 more in the next 2 weeks. Play your zone when it's zone. Play your man when it's man, and trust the guys in front of you. LaMarcus Joyner, you made an unbelievable play Sunday night against Philly. That tackle for a loss on the run play late in the fourth quarter was typical Joyner. We need you to play fast and mean these next few weeks. Be the enforcer in the secondary. Remember, it ain't the size of the dog, it's the size of the fight in the dog. If you guys don't remember, that was the play where just before the 2-minute warning, he went in and just smacked the crap out of him. And I thought that the Rams are going to be able to get a timeout before the 2-minute warning and force Philly to make, or not timeout, but that the play clock was going to not be in sync with the game clock, and they were going to have to run one more play. But it didn't work out. Finally, I wrap it up with this. Look, I have coached football at the high school level for 15 years. I've coached my share of talent, low-level talent, and everything in between. The one constant is a player who believes they are great always outperforms the player who is told they are great. You guys need to believe you are Super Bowl 53 champs because you are talented enough to be. I still have dreams of being an NFL coach one day, but in the meantime, I will continue to cover you on my YouTube show. And believing in each and every one of you guys. See you this week in Arizona. I live in Gilbert, Arizona. Now, as a teacher, I can't afford the tickets to the game, but I will be watching as I always do from my coach's chair in my living room. Good luck and be great, guys, because you are. And then I said, sincerely me. So that's what I sent to the Rams. And I sent that to the Rams because I genuinely believe that this football team is everything I said in that letter. And I need you guys in the Ramily to not only understand that, but believe that as well. Now, the Cardinals, we should look great this week. Don't underestimate that. Next week against the Niners, we should also look pretty good. Don't underestimate that. You get some confidence, you get some swagger, you get some momentum, and then you get a week off to heal, and all of a sudden it's playoff time, and now they have that playoff experience. I think it's going to go a long way for them. This team, I believe, I'm not sure they believe, and I'm not sure a lot of you out there believe who are watching them. This is the best team in pro football. It's not even close. They're better than everybody else right now. Now they're stumbling and they're struggling, but even in their stumble and struggles, it's the Rams beating themselves. It's not the opponent beating them. And the Saints, they barely could beat Carolina in a pretty much a turnover-free game for them, right? Did they really beat themselves? I think Carolina found something. I think Dallas found something. So keep in mind who we are, what we are, and where we're going. Because I believe this is the Super Bowl 53 champions as I have from the beginning. And unlike any other football team, the Rams, when they struggle, the criticism on them is infinitely more harsh than it is on any other team. Win or lose, the criticism is harsh. And when the Rams were winning all those games, if you guys remember, they were but a blip on the radar, even though they were 10-1. They got coverage after they beat the Chiefs, but prior to that Chief game, they were just kind of, oh yeah, and then the Rams. Well, the Rams are the best team in football, no question. But here's all these other teams that are going to go to the Super Bowl. That's what we experience. So it shouldn't surprise anyone that they're struggling, that it's being piled on, right? But at the end of the day, This is the best team in football. I believe it. Do you?